Well, hello everybody. This is a new day, new video, and today we are going to be talking about something that we hate about our truck bed camper. And mind you, this is a 2002 Northern Light fiberglass clamshell design truck bed camper. There are so many great things that can be said about these campers, but there's just one really annoying thing that I want to address in this video, and hopefully we can find a solution for it. So the problem is all the way back here. This is one of the perks in nomad life. You actually get to caravan with friends from time to time, so that's exciting. But right here, it's these stairs. And as you can tell with the truck on, having a flatbed, the camper is way up high off of the ground. And so it kind of makes the stairs into a ladder. But yeah, watch Suzanne on this.
I'm up.
Like they're more...
It's so steep, coming down is scary, especially when you have stuff in your hands.
Like when we have friends coming down, we have to kind of warn them a little bit. I put these leveling blocks underneath here to kind of help elevate the stairs up a little bit, but as you get higher, they get steeper. So we have a solution, I think. Oh, and by the way, that's not the only annoying part. Watch how I have to take these stairs on and off each time. I'll show it to you. So every time I want to take these stairs on and off, I have to open the storage compartment. Not a big deal. As you can see, all the space that we have dedicated to these stairs, it actually takes up a lot of room inside. And I have to physically pick them out, put it like this, and then I have to finesse it into that storage compartment and close it. And then to do it all, to put it up, I have to do that in reverse. And that's kind of annoying. Like, if I just took this camper out once or twice a year, like most Northern Light owners probably do, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But because we live in this full time, we have to do this very often. And we don't move as often, and we don't go to as many places as we would like to. Just because when things are less functional and less convenient, you do them less, and it's just more annoying. So here's the solution. We did some research, and there's a company out there that actually makes stairs for RVs. And these stairs have this mounting bracket, which is made to actually keep the stairs on at all times. So in theory, I should just be able to mount these stairs here and then disconnect them from this mechanism and just pull them down each time, so I don't actually have to put them away into some storage compartment all the time, which will also free up a storage compartment for us, and storage is very valuable. So all I would have to do essentially is take the stairs and pick them up and hang them, secure them each time, and then put them down when I want to use them. Another bonus of this is I actually told the company the measurement from the actual camper to the ground. So these should actually be the perfect height for this. And the company is called Torque Lift. I looked them up. They actually make a bunch of heavy duty trucking items for super truss type systems to pull heavy loads and all that. And it's this is actually pretty beefy stuff. And as a side benefit, if you look at this, these are super bright glow in the dark things. So when it's dark, we can actually see where we're walking and what we're doing. So we're gonna install this today, and hopefully it works out. And I'll just tell you what I think about it, and hopefully this is the answer we've been looking for. So I am going to need a few tools for this. So it looks like I'm going to need a socket for that, and on the back there's these nuts. This storage compartment here is actually going to be closed off now, but as you can see, I can still access this whole area from in there. There's not too much storage here because I have my batteries back there and the inverter charger, and there's a solar charge controller. So we're not really losing much room, seeing as I can access it from this side. This is kind of cool. This is a heat duct, so the basement gets heated, which is really nice when the water tank is down there and the batteries are there. So let's go get tools and we'll get this started. It'd probably be easier if I put this down. So essentially I have to reach up into there and hold the back with this one. And then on the front, I can just take them out with the impact. Oh, that one's a different size. They didn't use all of the same. You know, I'm wondering if this was some aftermarket decision that somebody had made to put this on here. Thankfully, I have a bunch of sockets here, so we'll hopefully find one that works. Looks like it's a 13, and the other ones were 12s. All right. Good to go. All right, one more, then we can get this mounting bracket taken off and start mounting the new one. Success. Sealed on there pretty good. All right, now that it's off, you can see there's still some like residue of the old waterproofing that they had here. So we're gonna go ahead and scrape that off and see what we can do about putting the new one on. And Susanna's here giving me some water, make sure I stay hydrated for this work day.
That's right. Water is important. Drink it every day.
Yeah. All right, I better get back to work. We're reusing this glass milk jug as my water bottle. Then whenever it starts to taste like algae or whatever, you know, like water bottles just get that certain taste after a while. Once it starts tasting like that, I'll get rid of it and then adopt a new reusable water bottle. But I've been through a lot of those bottles that you buy over the years, and for some reason, like, eventually they all just taste like mold, and no matter how much washing you do to them, and just have to put something else there. So I like these ones that I buy now. Any type of glass bottle, I just buy it and then reuse it, whatever was in it before. This case it was milk, but I've done it with other stuff as well. So I got most of that off. We're gonna clean it with some alcohol and some paper towels. In the meantime though, let me show you what I've got going on over here. We got into a new method of cooking. I might do a whole video just on this, but check this out. We are smoking some steaks over here. And all this uses is these wood pellets right here. And then it just plugs in for a little bit of electricity to get the wood started burning. Then after that, it pretty much just keeps feeding the flame, doesn't use too much electricity. And right now we're cooking it low and slow just to make a nice smoky layer on the outside, but still leave it tender and juicy on the inside. So I have been looking over the instruction manual here, something I don't normally do, but in this case I just want to make sure that I do this right so we don't fall down. And this thing is so thorough. So not only does it give me the instructions on how to actually set it up step by step, but it's also giving me all of the different parts that are involved. So if I end up like losing a bolt or something, it tells me literally what kind of bolt to go get at the hardware store. And even throughout some of the systems that, like, I'm not assembling this part, that part is already installed and assembled on the actual unit itself. So it's just, you know, they have instructions on how to service it if I ever need to service it, and again, a parts list of the different parts that are involved in this. So if I do end up losing like one of these bolts that are on the side of it, like I can literally just go with this book to the hardware store and get a replacement. A lot of stuff these days are, you know, built to just throw away. This is built to last, and it's built to be serviceable. So I really appreciate that about the people that made this and the engineers involved. I think it goes without saying, with how small my channel is, that this video, they did not pay me to say any of this. I'm just making a video about this because this is a problem that we've had with our camper. And so all this is just my real experience on this. Look at that meat though. Oh my goodness. I gotta put a temperature probe in that and see if it's ready yet, because that's looking good. Maybe I should flip them, huh? Let's see what it looks like on the other side. Oh yeah, has those grill lines on it. Yeah, we'll flip all these over. Susanna and I have seen a lot of videos recently on like Instagram and stuff about the carnivore diet, and we are not like officially on the carnivore diet or anything, but we have been adding more and more meat into our diet and just eliminating like processed foods and stuff, and we have actually lost weight and we feel a lot better. It's like insane. Everybody tells you like, oh, stay away from red meat and everything. We are eating the red meat. Like, we are eating primarily red meat, and we seem to be doing pretty good now. And I have been vegetarian before. Like I went vegetarian for a month. I just like to challenge myself sometimes, and like I got COVID and I craved chicken noodle soup, and so I got chicken noodle soup, and that was the end of my vegetarian experience. But up until now, we have been eating mostly vegetables on the road, just because they're easier to store and easier to cook. But with this grill, now we're actually able to cook meat and actually cook it well out here. So just a little tidbit. Back to installing the stairs. All right, so we ran into an issue. These screws, nuts, bolts, whatever, this bolt that they supplied is not long enough to get through all of the board, and they supplied another bolt which is longer, but it's not quite the right length. We're gonna have to use a bunch of washers with it. But this just speaks to the company that made these stairs, Torque Lift. They also included another way to install it with lag screws. So there's 3 different ways to install this depending on the thickness of material. And even if, like, I can access the other side of this, but if you were buying one of these and you couldn't access the other side, then you could just use lag screws. So I am going to have to use for my application kind of a combination of the longer bolt with some washers and use lag screws. So we're picking out our drill bits here, and normally I would just kind of compare whatever I'm drilling for, in this case the lag screw, to one of the drill bits and find it that way. But they were so thorough that in the instruction manual they literally put what drill bit to use with which method that you're going to be attaching this. So that was a nice touch, you guys. These were pretty thorough instructions. In other news, look at this meat that is done. It's so red because it was just smoked. That's not like because it's undone. But oh man, it's gonna be a good lunch for us. What do you think about eating more meat, Susanna? Delicious. I'm gonna go ahead with a Sharpie and mark the holes that we're supposed to be drilling. All right, here is the moment of truth. Go over here. Oh, almost dropped it. And if these holes line up, then we're good to go. If not, we've got issues. Okay, all right. These holes are lining up. So we'll go ahead and put this on now. Almost forgot a step. We got to put on some caulking, and this calls for silicone caulk. I've heard that silicone is the worst caulk to put on things, but I did get a really good quality silicone, and that's what the instructions say to do, so gonna give it a shot. So we've got Supreme silicone. This one's supposedly freeze proof and sun proof, which is great because this is a camper. It will freeze and it will be sunned upon. So we'll put this on and then we'll go ahead and screw on that bracket. All right, that leaves us for these now. I put a washer on both ends with a lock washer. Put these in and show you the finished product. All right, here's the moment of truth. I'm gonna go ahead and put this onto the brackets here. Go ahead and secure this. And the last thing I need to do is put the pins in here, and then we'll actually be able to use this thing. Got the pin through the hole. This other pin, cotter pin, will help that to stay in there and not come out. And this is the big moment of truth right here. You're supposed to just be able to undo these. And now it should just pull out and just be steps. Whoa! All right, I'm gonna put this like this. That's pretty awesome. Now, we are on like a pretty steep incline here. So once this is level, I expect it to be pretty perfect. Here, I'll put these blocks under here just for now. All right, first time climbing up the new stairs. They work, they work. Now let's see how easy this is to fold up. Now keep in mind, I used to have to take these stairs and physically pick them up and put them in that compartment. You see how much storage that took up? So, and go. That was way easier. I'm gonna use these stairs all the time now. All right, we've got Susanna's first time taking steps on the new steps. Look at that coming right down.
Don't feel like I'm gonna fall down the hill.
Yeah, they're not as steep for sure. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I am going to go eat lunch now. I've been putting up these steps so that way I can actually get back inside to eat. And Susanna, this is her first time outside for a long time because she's been stuck inside. So now we have the steps, we're gonna use them. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.